Welcome back to Storytime with Miss Binky. Today we are still reading Magic Treehouse, book number 8, Midnight on the Moon. Remember, Jack and Annie just fell down, trying to jump over a meteorite, and the Moon Man is coming in. Let's read what chapter 7 has to tell us, which is called The Moon Man. Jack's heart nearly stopped. He could hear Annie talking. "Hi," she said. "We come in peace." There was silence. Then Jack heard Annie say, "Thank you. I have to help my brother up now." A moment later, Annie rolled Jack onto his back. She grabbed his hand and pulled him up. "Thanks," said Jack once he was standing. The Moon Man was a few feet away. His face was hidden by a metal visor. He looked like a spaceman, a huge spaceman, with a giant tank on his back. It was as big as a refrigerator. "That's a jetpack," said Jack. "I've seen pictures of future astronauts flying with those things. It's like a mini spaceship, right?" The Moon Man didn't answer. "I don't think he can hear us," said Annie. "He's not hooked up to our radio." "Oh, right," said Jack. "I'll write him a message." "Good idea," said Annie. He pulled out his notebook and pencil. He wrote, "We're Jack and Annie. We come in peace from America. Who are you?" Jack handed the notebook and his pencil to the Moon Man. They looked tiny in his big hands. The Moon Man looked down at the message. He looked at the tiny pencil, and he turned the notebook over. Jack and Annie watched as the Moon Man put his pencil into paper. He was writing something carefully. Finally, he gave the notebook back to Jack. Jack and Annie stared at the marks. "Stars," said Annie. "You drew stars?" "Maybe it's a space map," said Jack. "Space map?" said Annie. "Hey, Jack, map starts with M." "Oh, wow," said Jack. "It must be the fourth M thing. Let's ask him what the map means," said Annie. She turned around. "We'll never know now," she said. "Why?" said Jack. Jack looked up from the map. "That's why." Annie pointed to the Moon Man. The Moon Man was flying over the mountains. "Thanks!" Annie cried. Chapter 8. One Star to Another. "Who was that guy?" said Jack. "What does the map mean?" "I don't know," said Annie, "but let's see if it works." Jack took a deep breath. "Yeah, we better hurry back. I think I'm running out of air. It feels hard to breathe." "For me too," said Annie. "Go slow. Don't breathe too much," said Jack. He and Annie took long floating steps towards the moon base. Jack held his breath as if he were underwater. By the time they got to the white dome, he was ready to burst. Annie pushed the button beside the huge door. It slid open. They hurried into the airlock. The door closed behind them. The door opened in the hallway. Jack opened the visor of his helmet. He took a long, deep breath and let out. "Ah!" Jack opened his visor. "Let's get out of these suits," said Annie. "Good idea." Jack was dying to free his arms and legs. As they moved clumsily into a spacesuit soaring, Jack felt heavy again. "Let's get out of these suits," said Annie. "Good idea." Jack was dying to free his arms and legs. As they moved clumsily into the spacesuit storeroom, Jack felt heavy again. He and Annie unlocked each other's helmets, gloves, and boots and pulled everything off. Then they stepped out of the bulky suits. "Whew," Jack said. He took off his glasses and rubbed his eyes. It was great to be free, even if he no longer felt as light as a feather. "Hurry, Peanut's waiting," said Annie. She led the way down to the steps of the bright landing chamber. "Yay," she said softly. Jack was relieved to see a treehouse still there. Soon they'd be heading home. He couldn't wait. Jack and Annie crawled through the treehouse window. We're back, Peanut, said Annie. Squeak! Peanut ran to let her in. We missed you, said Annie. She patted the mouse's head. We met a moon man. Sorry, Peanut, but you have to move, said Jack. We have to the map the put the map on the M. Annie gently lifted the mouse off the M. Jack tore the star map out of his notebook and placed it on the end, next to the mammoth bone, the mango, and the moonstone. He sighed and sat down on his heels. Hand me the Pennsylvania book, he said. We needed the Pennsylvania book to get back home. There was silence. Jack turned and looked at Annie. It's not working, Jack, she said. The book is not here. What? What's the map wrong? The map wrong thing? They looked around the treehouse. It's definitely not here, said Annie. Oh no, Jack's heart sank. He picked up the star map and stared at it. Squeak, squeak! Peanut jumped out of Annie's arm and scurried back onto the end. I've got an idea, said Jack. He reached into his pocket and took out a pencil. What are you doing? Said Annie. You know how to draw a constellation, said Jack. You connect all the stars. What happens if we try that? He drew a line on one star to another. He kept drawing until the stars were connected. Let me see, said Annie. Jack held up the paper so they both could study it. It looks like a mouse, said Annie. Yeah, said Jack. Is there such a thing as a mouse constellation, said Annie. I don't think so, said Jack. Squeak! Annie and Jack looked at Peanut. She was standing on the end. Oh, wow, said Jack. Annie whispered, I think I know what the fourth thing is. Jack grinned. Me too, he said. It's a mouse, they said together. Squeak, squeak! Maybe the spell is Moonstone Mango, Mammoth Bone, Mouse, said Annie. Jack touched the end thing in turn as he whispered, Moonstone Mango, Mammoth Bone, Mouse. Let's try it over and over and see what happens, said Annie. Together they chanted, Moonstone Mango, Mammoth Bone, Mouse. Moonstone Mango, Mammoth Bone, Mouse. Suddenly the bright light filled the treehouse. The light got brighter and brighter and brighter. The brightness was blinding and twirling. The air spun with brightness. Then everything was clear. Peanut the mouse was gone, and Morgan Le Fay stood before Jack and Annie. Tomorrow we will finish the book and read chapters 9 and 10. Chapters 9 is called Morgan. I hope you enjoyed it. What do you think is going to happen next? Tell me in the comments.